Performance USA, the greatest entertainers in America, is requested by you, the fighting men of the United States Armed Forces throughout the world. Command Performance, presented this week and every week till it's over there. Hello there, gang. This is Ken Carpenter, knocking off the top of another jug of that Kickapoo Joy Juice labeled Command Performance. Brewed in the USA and bottled expressly for the AEF and your friends in all the United Nations. This is your mail order show. You mail the orders to Command Performance, Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA, and the stars fill those orders for delivery to all APO and FPO numbers. Tonight, the American entertainment industry and American radio salute their military sidekick, Army Radio, as Command Performance celebrates the first year of GI broadcasting over the American Expeditionary Radio Station in the North African Theater. When the AEF landed on the African continent, Army transmitters went ashore. Army's radio stations move with our troops. They're operated by American soldiers for American soldiers. They serve in battle areas and each week are broadcasting some 42 hours of entertainment. Thus, Command Performance, made on this stage in Hollywood, is rebroadcast not only by our good friends in the Allied Nations, but in Casablanca, Oran, Algiers, Tunis, Palermo, Naples, and others. And through American expeditionary stations, it will one day be rebroadcast from a battered town called Berlin. So tonight, for the benefit of the AEF everywhere, Command Performance has rounded up a flock of great stars who have stood in person before the microphone of American expeditionary stations in North Africa, presenting the North African Follies, starring Francis Langford, Anna Lee, Martha Raye, Carole Landis, Mitzi Mayfair, and Kay Francis, and oh, yes, their chaperone, tight-fisted, pardon me, two-fisted Bob Hope.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? This is Bob, Command Performance Hope, telling the Axis, wherever they may be, that the Allies aren't going to stop until we get rid of that horse's neck in Tokyo and the other part of the horse in Berlin. Yes, sir, this show is dedicated to the North African Network, and everybody in the show tonight was in North Africa and had a great time there. Al Jolson was there. You should have seen him. He got down on one knee to sing Mammy, and before he could get up, he lost $60 in the crap game. And you should have seen Martha Raye. Boy, was she a hit. As soon as she arrived, everybody wanted her telephone number, but it's a military secret. It's known only by the Army and Navy. And boy, were those soldiers starved for the sight of a woman. When Francis Langford stepped off the plane, one sergeant turned to another and said, "What is it, a new booby trap?" You should have seen Francis with all those soldiers. You should have seen her. I didn't. But it's wonderful out in the desert. You see nothing but sand and Arabs. You know what an Arab is. That's a fellow who gets out of bed every morning and takes a sheet with him. But I didn't mind. The Arabs were very friendly and took me to the native quarter to see the native girls. They all wear veils. A veil, that's a knitted obstacle course. We were there for a few minutes when one of the native girls went into a native dance. And what a dance. She had more bumps than a Jeep with a flat tire. After a few days, the commander of the unit asked me if I'd like to go for a ride in a camel. You've seen a camel, haven't you? That's a cow upside down. Or a Crosby horse with his girdle pulled too tight. You like that better? Glad I thought of that. It's one of my ad-libs from the file. But I got out of the camel and rode out into the desert with the troops for 4 hours. Now I know what they call it, a standing army. I have nothing to help that joke. But those camels are remarkable. They can go for 6 years without water. W.C. Fields just tops them. And you should see those mosquitoes down there in Africa, Sahara Desert mosquito. That's a cross between a P-38 and Dracula. I wouldn't say they're big, but the men mosquitoes hang around all day and whistle at the flying fortresses. But enough of that. Let's cut a little jive. Here's an aggregation of musicians who used to play in a dozen or so of America's hottest named bands, and today play for that hot aggregation, the Air Corps. The 370th Army Air Forces Orchestra, the San Bernardino Air Service Command, coming in on Alexander's Ragtime Band. Sergeant Arvin Dale carrying the vocals.
Alexander's Ragtime Band. Come on in here, it's the best band in the land. Plays the bugle call like you never heard before, so natural that you want to go to war. It's just the bestest band, what am? Bonnie Lamb, come on along, let me take you by the hand. To the man, he's the leader of the band, and if you want to hear that Swanee River